So I've just arrived at my favourite Auckland campground. It's in Northcote, and it's kind of more better pricing than the two central ones, but still a survivable driving distance in the morning compared to the cheaper campgrounds that are further out of the city. So it's kind of a bit of both. I'm working from the caravan for one day tomorrow, and then the rest of the week I should be freelancing in the city. So that's the reason I came to Auckland, was to work a little bit more and save a little bit more. But I'm plugged into the power. There's a tap right next door. It's one of those easier campgrounds. Yeah, it's okay. Not a huge amount of privacy, but it's okay. So what I don't like about Auckland is when it's wet, it's winter, you have to take public transport at rush hour. Yeah, I didn't have any food, so I stopped at Hell's Pizza on the way home, and I haven't had Hell's Pizza for quite a while. It used to be my favourite pizza when I was a teenager. I had the worst sleep last night. The weather, it was raining, it's really windy. I'm parked under a tree and branches kept falling on top of the caravan, so I kept worrying that it was damaging the roof of the caravan. Ugh. I really don't feel like taking the bus in this weather either. One thing I've noticed when working and living in a caravan is, especially in winter, you come home and you've still got outside chores to do. You've still got to fill up the water tank sometimes. I filled it up right to the top. It took 3 days before I had to fill it up again. And then I have to empty the grey water tank as well. Sometimes, you know, especially if it's raining, it's the last thing you really want to do, but oh well. So I'm just catching up with a couple of patrons for brunch. I actually met them at the Kobe Super Show a while ago. They have a retro caravan and they've just bought another vehicle to do up, so interesting couple.
Patron from D Block.
So last day at this campground. I'm moving tomorrow to a different campground just a little further out of Auckland, just because my next freelance job is on the North Shore, so it's just going to be, it's easy enough if I move to a cheaper and probably a little more friendly maybe campground. Yeah, this campground, it's not the happiest feeling place. It's almost like there's a lot of run-down Kiwi caravans. It just has a slightly rougher feel to it. So the water tank's just a little muddy. stuck. So that was interesting. I had to end up reversing backwards and someone helped me out, and yeah, not really the easy start at all, but off I go. Well, I made it to the next campground. 2 challenging reversing moments this morning. Not really what you want for a Sunday morning. So that first campground, the place that put me, I don't really think it's suited for caravans because you couldn't actually just drive out. So just as I'd hooked up the car and was trying to leave, another car pulled out and there's no other way for them to leave except for the way I was going. I was completely blocking the route, and then I realised that I couldn't actually just drive forward because of the structure of the planting edges. I was going to scrape the caravan. So luckily the people behind me left, and the spot I was in, you were able to reverse straight backwards. The man who helped me reverse to connect up the caravan, he came over, and his wife too, and they directed me a bit to reverse out and be able to leave that way. So it was a bit interesting. And then this campground, straight away, it definitely has a nicer feeling. Feels more private, feels more spacious, just has a better feel about it, and it's cheaper. Out of all the spots to be given, I was given the hardest because there was a building in the way. Would have been easier to be able to swing out a little bit more, and this site is on a slight angle. Well, this is my work buddy. Keeps my lap warm on colder mornings. I'm going to get up. Okay, it's lunchtime. Come on, up you get. Moment of truth. Come on. Finally home. It took an hour and a half instead of half an hour to get home, and the caravan's freezing, but hopefully it'll warm up soon. Hot water bottles are pretty handy. I'm kind of back to the basics in the caravan. So there's water coming out of the shower. That means my grey water tank outside is full, but it's cold outside, it's dark, and I'm just going to leave it, use as little water as possible, and deal with it tomorrow. So I like this campground. It has a really relaxed feel for still being in Auckland, but the downside is the dump station is up a hill, which really you kind of need to drive to. And then they seem to have all these metal bollards everywhere, which kind of would really kind of catch the longer vehicles as they try to leave. So and about a third of the sites have these little drains. I felt bad using them though, I didn't know. Assume it's fine. I just wasn't going to lug this up the hill either. It's quite a tricky exit. There's a sharp left, and last time I was here I nearly clipped the caravan on a bollard leaving. Turned out okay. There was no one actually parked in the staff parking, so it gave me a little bit more space just to swing around. And to my patrons, Alan, Pauline, Dennis, Luther, David, Matthew and Laurie, and all my other patrons, thank you guys.